Overseas expansion of the NRL is being supported by many of Australia's biggest sports gambling companies, and the plan could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars in broadcast fees, sponsorship, and gambling revenue. Racing NSW and Australian Rugby League Commission Chair Peter V'landys pushed the idea of cashing in on a booming U.S. gambling market, claiming that sports gambling is not an issue. Just like going to a restaurant and buying a meal, that's entertainment. His comments have been met with outrage by public health experts and recovering addicts, with criticism that he failed to acknowledge the harm inflicted by the gambling industry and that his comments were offensive and out of touch. Tasmanian man Mark Kempster, who lost about $100,000 to sports betting and unsuccessfully tried to quit about 50 times over 7 years, described V'landys' comments as disgusting, noting that it was so far from entertainment for most. Professor Samantha Thomas, a gambling and public health expert at Deakin University, added that V'landys' comments were inconsistent with public health evidence and that sporting organizations were not promoting the health and social well-being of our community. Tim Costello, the chief advocate of the Alliance for Gambling Reform, said it was clear that V'landys was seeking to strengthen the NRL's ties to gambling, which is causing great harm in our communities. The issue of gambling is a complex one. However, it's essential for authorities to recognize the very real possibilities of harm and addiction, instead of brushing it off as merely entertainment. Through education, we can reduce stigma around gambling addiction, help people access treatment, and recognize the signs before it's too late. Moreover, industry organizations have to take responsibility when it comes to promoting gambling and prevent that gambling companies target vulnerable populations such as young people and those already struggling with mental health issues. It's easy to be caught up in the idea of a cash windfall, but it's important to balance this with understanding the implications of gambling on individuals, families, and our community. We can't just ignore the issues, particularly when they impact on larger, national events such as the NRL. All stakeholders have a responsibility to ensure that any plans or decisions are informed not just by potential financial gain, but by public health and well-being.